Hey everybody, welcome to Trading Capital's exclusive analysis. In today's video, we're discussing natural gas. So finally, the natural gas bulls can actually celebrate. Why is that? Well, some people may not even have caught what happened to natural gas. Basically, in the last 10 minutes of the session, nat gas had a huge monster pop. So the market's closed right on this candle here, and then 410. So following the market close, you just got an absolute monster 10-minute candle impulse move to the upside. That was a nice 5% pop on the session. So some people's accounts haven't even registered if they're long natural gas, that massive pop. So providing nothing takes place in the futures and natural gas holds, it's looking like a really solid day to be long natural gas. And this is what we've said. We've been accumulating, we've been putting out these free videos. Our members were able to buy nat gas or actually add to our UNG position pretty much at the lows of the session. We were able to add to UNG all the way down at 1462, this green zone right down here. And I showed you this channel in the free nat gas video. This channel is on the daily chart of UNG, and you can clearly see that you had a massive high pivot candle there. You had a massive support bounce over here. You had a high breakaway reversal over here. Two major support bounces, and that's the beautiful parallel channel that's hard to see right now, but if we zoom in, that's basically exactly what we hit at the low today, and for the last several sessions, we've been teetering on breaking that support trend line. But considering it's such a big multi-year support level in UNG, odds are it was going to bounce off of this level, especially with the oversold condition. And look at that gap up tomorrow. We're looking at 1574. UNG is going to be trading and trying to probably attack this gap window and gap fill all the way at 1614. So natural gas is certainly trying to make a impressive reversal from the lows. Again, we were day trading this on the long side in the live day trading room at Trading Capital Inc. So many members were able to actually catch this, and I informed people of this little inverse head and shoulders breakout. That was your initial move. Big retest, almost dipping below the neckline, and then you had this monster bounce, consolidation, and then the epic rally and reversal to the high side. So certainly impressive to see natural gas bouncing off this level. What I am curious about, and before I tell you what I'm curious about, is the trade that we took in the live day trading room was basically shorting KOLD. So it's a triple levered play. Basically, this is the bear ETF, and I gave the alert in the live day trade room to actually short KOLD. We went in the money, then we went out of the money, and basically we have a 172 average short KOLD, a huge day trade position that we're holding overnight that I never closed. And look at this monster gap down, trading all the way down to 149.25. We're looking at an over 13% winning day trade position when we come open tomorrow. And to make it better, we have oil, we have UNG, we have AR. I'm going to encourage you, I left a little bit of a tidbit with my members. These nat gas stocks should start to push higher. I told you about the relative strength in the natural gas resource stocks, and they certainly were kind of our inside signal that something big was going to pump. But if natural gas holds, look for these names, AR, EQT, LNG, to start absolutely ripping, in my opinion, tomorrow to the high side. So again, I think now we're at the early stages of a potential short-term reversal in nat gas. This could be even a low pivot that we may not see for a while. There's always a chance we can come down for a double bottom retest, but this low might be a pretty solid low to come. What I'm looking for and what I'm going to be curious on, I kind of told you that I was curious about something with natural gas. And I don't know what the future price action is, but we're just trading the technical support and resistance. What I'm curious, we have a monthly chart pattern here, and many traders were using this monthly bottoming tail to act as their support. Well, we completely broke through that. The interesting thing is we still have 8 days left in the monthly session. Not only do you have this monthly bottoming tail, but you're inside of this huge impulse monthly move back in 2020 off of your COVID lows. We filled a major monthly technical gap, so that suffices a pretty decent downside move. But what I'm curious about is, are we going to try to recapture this monthly bottoming tail? And I actually inform my members of this, is that since so many traders were using this as a massive pivot support zone, and the fact that we're so deeply trading below it, it often causes people to get shaken out. All the people that accumulated here will likely sell and get liquidated. Imagine we actually reverse by the end of the month in the next 8 sessions, and we rally all the way back inside that bottoming tail. that would be extremely bullish if we can close the month back inside of this bottoming tail. So that's just one piece of the puzzle that I am watching on the monthly chart, and it's going to be so impressive if we can get nat gas to close inside of that monthly bottoming tail. That would be an absolute stellar move. But the one thing about natural gas is it has these precipitous falls, but once it starts gaining momentum and putting in reversal, you can see the bounces it has. Massive, massive bounces. And considering it's so oversold, beautiful double bottom, lower high RSI divergence, or sorry, lower low RSI divergence. This is looking poised to bounce. Even if we bounce similar to this move here, and arguably we could bounce more considering we're more oversold at a lower price. If we bounce and replicate that same move, call it that we've already started bouncing, we could see a move all the way back up to 250 on the charts. Now your first resistance is going to be these pivots identified by this channel, so call it around 210. And then I do think that there's a very, very, very likely chance of hitting this upsloping trend line, which goes all the way to your COVID low there. I think we can actually retrace back into this zone here. This trend line should act as resistance. And then obviously following this beautiful parallel channel that we have on. I think we can actually stay range bound in this channel, but that's a pretty big channel. We're talking about almost a 50%, over 50% swing from the high to low. So potential a lot of alpha to be trading, and if you're levered on some of these Boyle ETF or a short KOLD, it can be a massive monster move, and I think that's what's coming in natural gas. On that note, thank you all for tuning in. If you're interested in how I'm trading natural gas, I've kind of been telegraphing this commodity since it is such a popular trading vehicle, and hopefully everyone's just been patient and wasn't shaking out the lows, has been able to accumulate a decent average, because just like that one bounce, and we're still oversold, our members are pretty much all flat on the trade and have huge gains in Boyle and KOLD. And basically I'm looking to hold my UNG more of a long-term position, and because it doesn't have as much of a decay as say the levered ETF. The levered ETF are your trading vehicles. The long-term hold off of this level as a long-term investor, I think it makes a lot of sense to maintain and tuck away at least a small percentage of your portfolio, your core portfolio, in this natural gas commodity, because it's at such depressed levels. And even if you look going back in time on the futures chart, the NG1 chart, it shows that typically if you buy and hold for a couple of years off of this level, natural gas has a tendency to make these monster moves. So just look at these low pivots that we're now trading into. These are the zones you typically want to be buying in. You don't want to be buying on the long side up here, but historically, eventually nat gas has these monster moves that take you to even like $4, $9, $8 here, $6 here. Even if you went to the low range, $4, 460 in natural gas, we're talking about more than double in some of these names. So very, very interesting setup here. It's one of my favorite setups moving into 2024 and 2025. I do think that we're close to a significant reversal. On that note, please give this video a like down below if you found it helpful. And again, thank you to all my natural gas bulls and fans. If you're interested in how I'm trading it, definitely check out my tradingcapital.ca Discord, where we're absolutely banking on several trades. Take care, everybody. Thanks.